Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Here we are again. Our
Again,
faces are on
again.
again. Our faces are on
Yes,
again.
yes, we are. And we
Yes,
have a
yes.
beautiful day today, and the 10th show with and the red hat of Shane. But tonight we're going to have a special guest.
Yeah, we
And
sure do. I was very excited when she said yes.
yes, yes. So I'm not going to say her name because it's a
Not yet.
she, but
Hmm.
we have the psychic housewife of New Jersey.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, natural born clairvoyant, remote viewer, and that's very interesting. Automatic rider, ghost hunter, and owner of the popular magazine Ghosted. Who is she?
She is April Busset.
You're on mute, April.
Okay. Oh, hi
There she is.
guys. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
What time is it by you guys? You said it's a 6 hour difference. So wait, I don't even know.
It's 9 p.m.
Oh,
in our
okay.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So yeah,
perfect time, perfect time.
perfect time.
So
Yes.
let's get started for our Spotify listeners. Can you tell a bit more about yourself?
Oh, okay. Hey guys. Hello everyone in Spotify. I'm April the Psychic Housewife. Yes, I'm a natural born psychic medium. I discovered this gift when I was 4. We my family moved to a small town here in New Jersey, and one night I woke up and I was talking to my dad. And, my dad's there, and we're talking. So I'm yelling for my mom. And my whole family comes running in because what am I yelling about? But my father died 2 years prior, so they were like, you know, Daddy's not here. And I'm like, yes, he is. So I had a conversation with my dad. And then after that, I still didn't really know I had a gift, but that's when it all started. So, but throughout the years, like, we discovered, I always say when you guys know this as investigators, once there is one spirit somewhere, other spirits come. They all see each other, good and bad. So that's what happened with me, So there's other spirits in the house, and not so nice, and it was very scary. I was just talking to my business partner about this morning. Like, they will sometime invade your dreams because they were going after me hard, at nighttime, especially when it's dark. Uh, as a psychic medium, I cannot be in the dark because I can hear and see them clearer. So ever since I was a child, I sleep with the TV on. I have to have the TV on. I go into a panic if it's on, because once the lights go off, or if I don't hear talking, you start hearing the whispers, and you
Oh
can
yeah.
feel them. I could feel them come. I could see them, but they're close. They come closer to me because it's crazy. So so throughout that happened in my family. Like my family felt it. Not everyone. My sisters did. A few of them got grabbed at the ankles. This thing that was in the house was always trying to make me fall down the stairs, or now it starts invading my dreams, and it's telling me I could fly down my stairs. I'm just a kid, so we all think we could fly. So I would wake up in the middle of the night at the foot of the stairs. So thank God I woke
That's
up in time.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's bad.
yeah. So that's how it all started, and then as I got older in teens, it starts dissipating because you're not really, you're playing, hanging out with your friends, boys, but there was like I always knew stuff. I remember I freaked out my friends one time. I had to be like 13, and I had a crush on this boy that had a really cool car. And I said to my friends, I turned to him, and his name was Jimmy, and I said, Jimmy's going to pull up in his car and he's going to ask me to go for a ride. When I tell you in 30 seconds, the guy pulls up. He goes, "You want to go for a ride?" And they're like, "You're a witch." But was willing things to happen, manifestation, which it obviously works,
It does work.
Yeah. So now, so now I go to see a psychic when I think I was like 16. Yeah. So and they said, you're going to be doing this. And I'm like, well, you had experiences, but they had tarot cards. I'm like, no, I can't learn this stuff, So she's like, here, take these tarot cards. So I had tarot cards, didn't know how to read them, but I started reading friends and family and didn't know the meanings, but I was just going by the feeling of the card. And, it was accurate. So my friend had asked me, the parents wanted a reading. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I go to their house and I'm reading them. I said, oh, now at the time, I didn't know what the word benign meant, but I will get, hear things, voices in my head. I don't want to say that. I'm not crazy, but I heard she will be all right. It's benign. So I said, oh, I said, whoever the female is, they're saying it's benign. She's going to be okay. And they're like, okay. They didn't say a word to me. They got up and left. And I said, oh my God, I think I've hurt their feelings. I'm not doing this anymore. Well, I think it was a couple days later, my friend said, hey, thank you so much. My parents wanted to thank you because my sister had a bout with cancer. They found cancer and it came back benign. So I'm like, I don't even know what this word means. I'm like, is that good? I guess it's good. So that's how it started. And then people started hearing about me and people would call me to go to their house. Hey, my house is haunted. There's a ghost here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I have no clue. I'm just going to people's houses and, talking whatever, the ghosts there, whatever's there, and tell them they got to leave. So now, as we know, as I got older, this really, we cannot force ghosts to leave homes. Not all of them leave, So I just got lucky a couple times, but I've had issues with some, like I went to this house here in Jersey and when I walked in the house, I'm like, all right, there's something here, but I kept feeling the female. I was able to get rid of the female, but this other thing that was there, it will not leave. And I have learned over the years from going to haunted locations and homes that I call this thing, it's called the soul collector. They always seem to be around when there's other spirits. And I had learned later what their purpose are. But I had told hey, Joe, I told the guy, I said, listen, I could put this thing at bay, but he's not going. Like, he disappeared for a while. I said, you're going to call me a year from now. I'm going to have to come back. I know what the problem is. It's a 2-family house. It's the guy downstairs. It's coming from the guy. He's like manifesting this thing, but it has attached itself to him. Now, it turns out this guy downstairs, he's an ex-vet. He has PTSD, which, could manifest all this, but he would not let me go downstairs. He wouldn't be in the house when I was there. I said, I can't do anything until I can go downstairs. It's crazy because this guy lived in an apartment and he's an ex-vet too. He doesn't believe in this. He just wants it gone. He looked me up. He's like, just get rid of it. I don't care. He would wake up and, find his fruit bowl, like his fruit on the floor, in the kitchen floor, like in a perfect circle. Like Ooh. We've seen that like in Poltergeist, he would go out food shop and come back home, find his mattress sticking out of the bathroom. He had a tiny bathroom, so it's sticking out. He was having things thrown at him, but he called, every year I get the phone call. I have to go back and I'm saying, I'll come back and see what I can do. But until this guy lets me downstairs, I can't get rid of it, so. Yeah. So it's crazy, and then thing so this soul collector, I always felt this wherever I went, like when I was going to locations and people call me to come to their homes, I would always feel it. I know it's there. So, but every time I got there, I'm like, it's gone. I don't feel it anymore. So I thought I was so big and bad. I'm like, this thing was scared of me and left already. So no, these things hide. They wait until you leave, But if they don't have like a host, if I can get rid of the host in the house, which is usually another spirit that's earthbound, then I have a better chance of it leaving. But one time I went to a haunted location, very famous haunted location. and they brought me down to the basement, and they never used to let people in the basement, but it's like, I want you to tell me what you feel down here. So I get down there and I'm like, there's this really creepy guy, like this tall, lanky guy with like a bloody devil's head. But that's how he appears to me. They can appear any way they want. They want to appear scary. And it started this movement or doing something where it made my body, the vibration, my frequency totally go up. It felt like he was running in a circle and affecting the gravity and the frequency, and it was making me sick. So I ran up the stairs because I felt like nauseous. And I'm sitting upstairs, and this is the craziest thing. I even hate telling people this, but like on, was it Friday 13th with Freddy Krueger? Is that it? You know when he comes?
No, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, and he comes to the wall like, and he's all rubbery. This thing did this to me. It came out at me, and it's like, I'm not here for the living. But he was letting me know he's here. He controls the dead. He controls the wayward spirits there, the earthbound, and telling me basically to back off. And I'm telling you, I had to cancel my readings the following week because I was just so shook up from it and nauseous like that whole week. I later found out that there was a famous psychic there, probably 6 weeks before me, saw the same thing, except not the bloody head like I did. Ran upstairs. He threw up. I didn't. No. But now I know what that thing is. It's always out wherever there's spirits earthbound. They stay there. They try to confuse them and keep them there. They feed off of them. They make them do their dirty work, So you'll find us at haunted locations. Another thing I'm finding at haunted locations, when I go, it's not all the time, but it's a lot. It happens a lot to me. I will be talking to somebody, and it could be just us talking to each other in a room, and I'll have pebbles thrown at me, coming out of the air, coming out of the walls.
Wow.
So I know, isn't that crazy? So I'm like, I kind of made it, because first when it was being done to me, I'm like, what is this, spitballs? I'm like, you doing spitballs? Are you kidding me? Throw something bigger at me. Well, this place, that same place, I was pushed violently. I got pushed. It actually made me tear up. But
yeah.
So
that could be scary.
It is really scary, but we love it. It's like, how people, those thrill seekers on, roller coasters. This is our thrill to us. As the more scared we are, the more exciting it is. The only thing is, I cannot be in the dark. I will absolutely freak out. So,
understandably.
Yeah, I just filmed a show, and they blindfolded me, and I'm like, oh, they want, for the show. So to see what I was picking up, and I'm like, oh God, I hate this, like that's all I kept saying. And I could feel these big black shadow figures like getting closer to me. And I'm putting my hands out, like, like stopping them, like, just don't come close to me. Because they know what we're thinking. They could feel it, So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, reminds me you did the Delco experience.
Oh my God.
What was that like? Because you are very sensitive, and
did you see that episode?
Partially.
All right, so I didn't know this at the time. So as soon as they put the glasses on me and the headphones, all their equipment went off, and the equipment stayed on and beeping like crazy until I took it off. As soon as I took it off, everything stopped. But I felt like that was the greatest experience and the scariest, those Delco glasses. I want to get them. And it was amazing because I was completely out of my body. I just was on another level that kind of scared me. It was like I was walking out of my body, like an out-of-body experience. And I remember, like, I forgot what I was saying to them, but I was picking up the names. So I was correct with the names I was picking up. But the scary thing was, this is the White Hill Mansion too. So I kept seeing in the back room, and I think they see a black shadow back there. And it's funny, I kept seeing like a man back there. Now the man's dead. I'm seeing this man dead on the floor. He looked like if he was a soldier, a sailor, something, some type of uniform. But there was this little girl crouched down over him. And I'm going to tell you, my biggest the Night of the Living Dead scared the shit. I cannot watch it because in the Night of the Living Dead, the little zombie girl killed her dad, and she was like eating her dad's gut. And that scene, that's what it looked like to me. Well, now I'm watching her. Now they can feel me. They know if I'm around. I'm watching her, and she looks up at me and with the most demonic eyes. And I know she's not a little girl. We know this. And I always say that, guys, children, you should cross over, you know. But she started getting closer to me. And I wasn't saying it loud. And I always want to kick myself because I got to remember to speak what I'm because I speak to them. Hi, Christine. I got to remember to speak out loud so you guys know what's going on. But in my head, I'm telling her, don't come closer. I'm putting my hands up. Don't you come close to me, you know, because she looked like she was going to come and eat me. You know, like I was so scared, but I knew it wasn't a little girl. And I know they have seen children here from what I understand. I found out that night. I did not know this. And this little girl was very demonic looking. And I'm not saying there's demons there, but the look on her face, it wasn't her eyes. It wasn't the eyes of her child. So I can't wait to go back there because I haven't been back there since. So I know tonight they're doing a family friendly ghost hunting there, which I would never bring my children around this stuff, you know. There's no way. You know, I have a daughter and she hates this stuff, but I don't bring it into the house. You know, I just work out of my office. I do my readings and that's it. And then I'm mommy after this. But yeah, because it's scary. And not that they're going to come home. I have never had the fear of these things following me. And, you know, people, I used to go in like, you know, geared up, you know, I got my rosary beads and, you know, I did my little prayer and I'm protected, blah, 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 and I'm a shaman too. So, but I'm like, then if I did that, nobody's coming near me. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not feeling anything. No. So I'm going to go in there with nothing, you know, and then, you know, of course you can make contact. But then I'm like, I'm not going to be afraid of these things because my belief that I'm protected is more powerful. And I got to tell you, it works better. Because let me tell you something. My rosary beads, my husband made it for me. These things, the same place where that thing is in the basement, and I'm going to tell you what place it is. You want to know what place it is? The Haunted Shanley in Appomattox, New York. So I am outside. Yeah, I filmed something there for haunted hotels. And I'm sitting outside with the cast and we're talking. And bloop, I feel the cross falls off. Now, the funny thing is, everything's intact. I bring it home. I said to my husband, look at this. I said, and he goes, and nothing's missing. He goes, that's the pieces that are on there. They are not open. How the flip did that thing come off?
Yeah. I do have an interesting question.
Isn't it?
Joseph, for us without your abilities when you are investigating haunted location, how do we protect ourselves from something latching onto us?
Good question. And, you know, like I said, your belief that you are protected, you go, and if you believe in God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you believe in, you go in there and you're protected. I know I'm protected. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. And they always say this. We've all seen Practical Magic. Come on, that's our favorite movie, you know?
Yep.
Well, when Sandra Bullock says to the cop, she holds up his badge. She goes, you believe this protects you, so it does. His belief that I'm a cop and this badge protects me. Exactly. So we put that power into objects, just like our crystals. Like, I really, you know, I'm not a big crystal person, but I believe, like, if I believe in this crystal is going to protect me, bring me love, it's all we manifest it. like doing spells or words, the word, just like the word of God, the word of the Bible. It's the word. Our words are powerful.
Yes, they
You
are.
just have to believe, and that's it. And you are protected,
Yep.
So yeah, but it can be scary. They're gonna still mess with you. I mean, I've been pushed, I've been grabbed, things thrown at me all the time. It's very insulting. I'm like,
And then you ask them to throw something bigger. That's not a
yeah,
good idea.
I know. Well, my favorite, when Ghost Adventures first came out, before they had Ghost Adventures, the show, I remember seeing Zach and his team on Maury or something like that, and that famous clip that they got. What was it? A 2x4?
2x4, yeah.
Flying, yeah. Hi, Jonas. How are you? Yeah, that was crazy. I've seen something like that with actually my business partner, Michael. He used to run this haunted location. It was just him and I talking. And this is from years of investigating. Like, you get so used to it. We're talking, and in this room next to us, something big got thrown. And we're talking like 30 seconds. We're like, oh, wait a minute. Did something just get thrown? Because you're so used to investigations. Like, just another ghost, another shadow figure. But that place is crazy. What the heck was it? Columbia in here in Jersey? The East Coast is crazy. It's a lot of crazy places here. But I remember them. There's not a lot of background on it, but from what they told. So I go in there, and I go up to the second floor, and they asked me to go into this room to tell me what I see. So as I'm walking into, as soon as I'm going past that threshold, I get to the threshold, I feel like I'm like something's choking me out. I said, it's not hands, something's stopping me and choking me out. I can't. So finally I get over that feeling, and I go in, and then I know something happened at the window. They hung some woman out the window. It's choking. So I go into the room. So I don't know what she did, but now I go into this other room, and I could feel hundreds of little children around me, like grabbing at me. Like, she apparently tortured. I forgot the story now. I don't know. She killed them, tortured, something she did to little kids there. So that's why they hung her out this window. But crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if did you see my video? I love, for my personal readings. Did you see the video I just put up about the guy with the locket?
No,
I saw the reel. I saw the reel, and then I forgot to watch the video because my kid was coming towards me.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally
I
get
was supposed to do something.
Yeah. So in the reel, this is one of my clients, a longtime client. The first time she came to me, and I'm reading her, and her fiance had passed away, so he's coming through, and he goes to me. Now it's her birthday this day, so she wanted a reading. I said, Michael is talking about the roses, or the flowers, the roses that he gave you, and the locket with his picture in it. And she looks at me and she goes, he never gave me a locket with his picture in it. I said, that's odd. I said, because that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the locket with his picture. I said, well, I don't know. I said, we'll come back to this. Maybe, you'll realize you do have it. Well, anyway, probably a couple hours later, she sends me 2 pictures with, like, oh my God, I almost fell off my chair. She gets to her mother's house, and on the kitchen table, dozen roses, a balloon. She opens up the present, and it's a locket with Michael's picture in it, her dead fiance, and a card from Michael. Her mother did it for her because she knew I'm like, how crazy is that? He also kept leaving her. He bought her a bunch of presents just so she would open them every month. So, but that was crazy. It was the locket. So it's like, because I thought I was losing. I'm like, I know what I see. I know I see a picture of him in the locket. So, and to go there a few hours later, and there it is. So it was a beautiful story. It's like a beautiful love story. I said, one of my favorite readings, because love is eternal. He had his hand in this, like, there's no coincidence. Like, this really happened somehow. He put it into the mother's mind to do this. Just like when I do readings, they're dropping information into my head. I don't know what I'm saying. I look at people. I'm like, I have no idea. I was doing a reading at the Warren Paracon last year, and I was reading this girl, and she has a twin sister. She's outside, like kind of listening to it, and I'm bringing her dad through, and her dad, I got his name. I forgot what his name was, but I said, "Oh, Bob's here," and he's talking about the train, and he did something with trains, and I said, he's saying something, but I don't know if he's trying to be funny and saying that you have gas or something, because this is all I could do, because I kept hearing him say Beano, Beano. And her sister screamed, she goes, that was our nicknames. They were twins, Beano and Beano. but, but I thought he meant like Beano, the gas medicine. So I'm like, so I thought he was being funny. So I only repeat what I hear. So like, I'm not sure the context behind it. So I'm just as shocked to find this information too.
Yeah, but that's I've heard that a lot, because my sister-in-law, she also sees spirit the way we see each other.
Yeah.
There was a question before I started the story. She, when she was little, used to have the problem that they started staring at them.
Yes.
Beyond recognition. They're like, she didn't see when it was a real person or it was a spirit.
Oh, yeah.
So she was very scared of people staring.
When I was younger, I could see them clearly as people. Now, I don't know how this happened, but I somehow now I have control over it. So I see it in my mind. So I have to, because seeing them in person is not fun. Not. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and this guy came to help me. It's funny. We're still fighting. I'm fighting my family, trying to distinguish who this guy was. But I remember dozing off, but waking up now on the third floor, because nobody was sleeping in the third floor bedroom. Nobody slept in that room, because that's where all the shit happened, But I was in my parents' room, which was right across from that. And I kind of wake up because I feel somebody staring at me. And I open my eyes, and there's a man in a bomber jacket. Can't see his legs. Like, it kind of disappears. Like everyone sees that with the no legs. I'm like, all right. I close my eyes, open them. He's still there. I did this like 4 times. The man is still there. The 5th time, he's gone. But I didn't feel threatened. I felt like he was there to protect me. So my mom always said, I think that was my stepdad's Uncle Rudy that died in the war. So I was just talking to my sister about this, and she said, because now my dad served in the Army, and he was a paratrooper. He wore a bomber jacket. And she says, because the Marines, my Uncle Rudy was a Marine, didn't wear bomb. So we're arguing. I'm like, maybe it was Daddy that came back, but I couldn't see his face, But I did feel protected by this man. Like, he was protecting me. So, but it scared the crap out of me. So, I don't like seeing them now, And, even here, like, I don't allow them in my house anymore. Like, I used to, like, what is it? Like, they say open, close. I don't go to sleep and say, all right, I'm closed, I'm open, It's just my like, me. All right, I'm ready to read. When I sit here and I'm getting ready for reading, I'm on. If I walk away, I don't like, it's not a switch to me. But I always felt like, somebody needed me. So I remember that this is crazy. I own a 2-family home. So, I had this woman that lived upstairs from me. And one night I get woken up 1:30 in the morning. I just had surgery, so I slept in my daughter's room. I was by myself. She slept in my room. And this woman wakes me up screaming in my ear. And I'm like, I cannot understand. Hey, Becky, I cannot understand what you're saying. I'm like, and I'm scared because I can't. She's like, so I put on the lights, got the TV on. I go outside, I have a cigarette, I come back in. She does it again. I'm wide awake and lights are on and she's screaming. I said, lady, I can't understand what you're saying. So, now I can't go to sleep. Wait for my husband to wake up. A few hours later, I said, like, I pounced on her as soon as he woke up. I'm like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this woman screaming in my ear. I said, her voice sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. I can't understand what she's saying, but she needs me. I don't know what she wants. Well, that day, my tenant that lives upstairs, Josephine, this old woman, I always go check on her because she had no family. I go up there. I can't find her. She has the same setup as me, 2 bedrooms, the dining room. I'm walking in all the rooms. I can't find her. I go into the one And I stopped and I said, "Oh my God, she's dead." I knew it. So I turned around to go back into that room. She must have fell. She's under the bed, sticking out, and freaked me out. It was her. And now I'm like, oh my God, Josephine had surgery on her vocal cords. So she talked like this. So she used to do this to me all the time. She would get upset and scream in the hallway for me. She would like bang on the wall for me to like get her something. I'm like, Josephine, slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. It was Josephine. Josephine, the corner, her niece told me they ruled that she had died between 1 and 2. I was woken up at 1:30.
Wow.
Now she wouldn't leave though. For 2 weeks, I couldn't get her out of the house. I'm like, Josephine, you gotta get the hell out. Because now you scare me. She was a nice woman. She was part of our family. And she loved it here. So, but she wouldn't leave. I'm like, you got it. I couldn't sleep because I knew she was in the house. It drove me flipping crazy. I'm like, you got to go. She finally, after 2 weeks, left, and she's not allowed back in. No.
That would drive me crazy.
Yeah,
I have so much respect for mediums. I swear.
That's something that, like, people think that happen. I'm like, no, that doesn't happen. But you know what? That happened that one time because I had a relationship with her. Random spirits are not coming into your home. They're not coming. They don't know you. There's no tie to you. You won't feel it because you don't have that emotional connection to them. Now, wait. Fast forward 2 months later, I'm still in my daughter's room because I'm recovering. I had spinal surgery, and I am sleeping, but I know somebody just walked through my front door. I know it's a spirit, but I could see them walk through my front door. I could feel them walking, and they're coming towards the room where I'm in. So I sit up, and I know this person just walked in my room. So I turn to my left because I know that it's left of me, and the bed goes down. So I hear, hey, a woman go, hey. I'm like, hey, get out of my house. My neighbor passed away that night to tell me she died.
Oh my God.
I felt so bad. And, I knew because that's how we spoke to her. We would like come out in the morning. Hey, that's how we, So I felt so bad because I was really rude to her. But, I can't see who it is. Yeah, I recognize the voice, but how many people do I talk to? How many people do I know? You can't just place it. I'm not that good,
No.
So, but after that, and I said, that's it. I don't care what the hell happens. Nobody's waking me up anymore. This is too freaking scary, But sometimes I'll feel them. Like sometimes I'm like, believe me, I told her to get the F out of my house too. I wasn't nice about it. I was pissed. I was like, no, that's it. Because now they all think they're coming in. And wait, this is the funny part. I live next to a cemetery. So people are like, aren't you afraid of them coming over? I said, I don't know them. No, but you know what, too? I always tell people, when we die, do you think you're hanging out by your tombstone? No. We're going, yeah. Do you heaven is amazing. From what they show me, heaven is whatever we want it to be.
Yep.
It is our vision, what we want. Just like I always say, that movie, with Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come, or something like that. Yeah. It's like that, and he lived in his wife's painting. That vision of that painting, and I was doing a reading one time, and for this woman, her dad comes through, and I'm laughing at myself because this guy's in heaven having a great time living on a golf course. Like he lives. So I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, this man, your dad's living on a golf course. He's great. She goes, oh my God. She goes, he lived on a golf course here when he was living. I said, and he's still doing it. She said, that's where he absolutely loved to be. Golf. I said, well, that's his heaven. So yeah, I don't know about you. I'm going to have a mall with endless credit limit.
I'd probably be ghost hunting.
Right? Or you probably do. Yeah. It's like, you know what? Or are we the ghosts then? The living,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You
never know.
because if the earthbounds become confused, and either they're in these haunted locations, and they're at these haunted locations, and they have one of those soul collectors there lying to them, having a shopping for real. No. They're being sucked there because they're being lied to, like, don't go into the light. But I always tell people, do not be afraid. Don't think that you can never cross over. You can. Our family comes for us. They're not leaving us. These are just people that might have problems, did bad things,
Yep.
So but even so, we are still welcome into heaven. Hell is not what people think it is. I'll tell you what hell is. Like I say, we have to go through a life review before walking into those doors. We're still up there. We're on the other side. Everything's beautiful. We have now lost all our earthly feelings, jealousy and hate, and wanting to hurt others. But before we go on, we have to come to terms of what we did in life, how we affected people, good and bad. So I always put it this way. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to, see how you hurt somebody. Some of you were mean to, and they went home and took it out on their wife and their children. So, do you ever get drunk, right? And the next morning you wake up and you're having kind of flashbacks. You're like, oh, God, no, I didn't do that. It's like that. Now you have to sit there and watch this, You got to watch what you've done, and then you get to see the good stuff. But it's like they want you to come to terms with what you did, just to know how you affected people in a good way and in a bad way, so you can move on and release them, and they can release it too, Then you go on and you do what you got to do. It depends on what you want to do, So
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to live in a mansion. Shopping. I'm gonna have my family with me. I'm gonna be happy, And we never get fat. We can eat what we want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yes.
That's a good one.
And I want to drink my wine, and have oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I know. I see some of those people get oh my God, they find somebody gave away a classic Chanel. Oh my God, to die for that.
Yep.
But
you find a lot of things at the thrift store.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Which one of you has a female that's passed would have had surgery on the stomach, issues around the stomach, intestines? This could have been cancerous, but I know somebody had the issues around the stomach, and specifically the intestines, very ill. It's a female.
My wife.
Is she here?
My wife didn't die, my wife didn't die, but her grandma, I know she died of cancer on the intestines.
Okay, because she's around a lot. That poor thing. She wasn't. No, stop. I hate when people jump in. Let me talk. They try to ride off of me. No, don't do that. I love you, Jonice. It interferes with me, Reed. So this female, does she have the M name? Who's the M name? Maggie, Margaret. I know we got Mary. There might be somebody associated with her.
Oh, my grandma had the same name as I.
Okay. Oh.
And she had cancer.
Okay. Well, they'll piggyback. Yeah, they'll piggyback each other. So now wait, with your wife, does this kind of run in the family? People having issues with the stomach? They have
not that I know.
I don't think it's not gonna be hereditary, so she doesn't have to worry. All right, I'm just trying to see what she's saying. Something with red flowers. I don't know if this. Wait. Did she die on a holiday? I'm trying to read this.
I can't remember. I have to ask my wife. I don't
know.
Right,
and who keeps burning pots or something with burnt pots, or had to throw dishes or pots away?
No, she was a flower woman, so maybe it has something to do with that.
Yeah, but wait, who? No, no, no. I'm talking about pots. Did somebody recently burn something or burn a pot or?
Oh, my wife did a ritual, and she burned something in a pot.
Oh, did
So
she burn like she had and through? Wait, she did original. All right, because this woman saying like she saw something and she showed me like a burnt pot or something cooking or burnt pot. So that could be it. All right, and let's see. And your grandmother is the Mary too, right?
Yep.
Now, who also had issues with the head or memory? This could be dementia or something too in the family. Would this be the male? Because
Yes,
she has a male with her too.
my grandma and granddad died 2 years in between. And my grandfather, because his heart wasn't pumping right, his brain cells were dying.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah,
it's
because I
like
feel like this is
dementia.
it's in my head, like, issues with the head. So that's probably and like it cause aneurysm or pop because I hear popping, popping, popping in the head. Um, who has the E name, this E name or something with a strong E sound in it?
well, her last name was Riet, so it is
Wait,
the E name.
okay. I'm not sure if that's it, but anywho,
I don't think so.
somebody keeps seeing somebody collecting cards. Something with wait. Was your wife like doing something with tarot cards or something with cards or something with? I feel like I'm putting. It's almost like maybe sigils or something like that. I'm seeing symbols written. All right, where's your wife?
My wife's downstairs.
Oh, okay.
I, I'm chatting with her right now.
Anywho, they're around. I know that the poor woman, she suffered a great deal. The one with the stomach issues. I
Yes, she
just
did.
yeah. It was hard for her to leave the family. She keeps talking about five people. I don't know if it's family of five, the number five. This
It's five
mother,
people. Yeah,
yeah. Good. I feel like if I leave, I have to take care of them. Like I can't leave them. I need to take care of them. And this
yeah,
is
that sounds
the
like her.
biggest guilt. Um, what is that? I keep seeing something like red flowers, like if it's poppy. Sometimes when I see that, it's usually like means like Veterans Day, but then we have that here, like something with the soldiers or something like that. So trying to make reference to that. Um, who? Wait. Did your grandmother make dresses or something about dresses or make you dresses?
uh,
Because she's showing me about something with clothing, and I feel like I'm showing off my clothing.
well, she had every dress with flowers on them, and I
Oh,
hated them.
oh,
They look like curtains.
because she's showing me like showing
Yes,
off her dresses, showing off the dresses.
yes, she loved them. She loved them.
I'm the
But
same way too. I'm with her. I love dresses. Not
I
all
love
flowers.
dresses,
Yeah,
not flowery.
yeah. But she's got a really nice energy around her. Like she was very like pleasant, very happy when she was here. So she had a good life. I know she has that male with her. So the males with her, they're very happy. Um, I'm trying to see what I wasn't expecting to do this, so I wasn't prepared. So I'm trying to like see what there's something. Oh, talking about the wedding ring or the engagement ring because she keeps showing up the hand. I didn't know if she was giving me gang signs or not. No. um, some, something about the ring or something with her hand. There was somebody missing a finger too in the family. Hey, Tony Rathman.
Yeah.
Who's missing a finger?
I know my uncle, so her son is missing parts of 2 fingers
Oh, okay, maybe that's what
because
she's
of
trying to
an
show.
accident.
Oh, okay. Is he still here? This is her
Yes,
son?
but that's her son, but in poor health.
Oh, okay. His oxygen is bad. He also has infection in his body. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
His body is betraying him. I think like his body is giving out. Yeah, because I keep saying his oxygen level is bad, and the blood is not producing. The blood is not coming all the way up. This is due to the infection because I'm seeing the infection in the body. So they. I don't know if they're trying to do transfusions or they might have to, or I don't think they can do this anyway.
No, and
Or some like or amputation or taking parts of the body out like that's infected.
yeah, I don't think.
I don't think he's strong enough to handle it.
Nope.
So we just have to say prayers for this poor guy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to something happy.
Yes, your magazine.
Oh my God! Yes, Ghosted magazine. Oh my God,
Yes.
we're going strong. As a matter of fact, Tony Rathman is in this upcoming issue, which, sorry guys, it's late and it was my fault. I had a little bit of a health issue. Nothing serious. I had to go for testing. This is something I used to deal with as a kid. I had an issue with my kidney. So it delayed. So I got delayed in finishing up my couple of the articles. But Ghosted magazine, oh my God, I started that last October. It's over a year now with Ghosted. It just got huge. I can't believe how much it blew up. It blew up so quick that I couldn't believe it. Like just the people reaching out to us, the celebrities. Hey Wade, oh my God, Wade, my dear friend, I love Wade. Wade could cook like nobody's business. Right? The nicest guy. You know, he's the caretaker for Ed and Lorraine Warren's home. And he's part of Nesper. And he's just the kindest soul. Just the kindest person. You really should have him on. He's interesting. His stories. Ooh, right?
If he's up for it.
Yeah. Wade, you
if
up
he's
for
up
that?
for it. Oh, my wife came in.
PM us.
So you know what? I got to tell you, I had reached out to Wade and Nesper, and they gave me permission. People don't realize, you know, they see the Warren Paracon, the Conjuring movies, and all that, but they don't realize that Ed and Lorraine Warren had started the New England Society. Wade, Nesper.
Yeah,
I'm brain dead. Thanks, Becky. And so I reached out because I wanted now these guys. Now Ed and Lorraine Warren, back to the wait, but I want to talk about it because I'm going to the magazine anyway. People don't realize the story like behind that they actually Ed and Lorraine Warren were here to help people, so they continue the work. So Wade and Nesper work to help others. They have a lot of clientele, like people that reach out to them that are going through severe hauntings in their homes that, you know, that families terrorize. So I got permission to talk to one of their clients that they're working with that I did a story on, and it's in this issue of what's going on. You know, I'm leaving out the names and everything, but it's amazing. And they're so grateful for Nesper. Thank God for people like this that know what they're doing. You know, if I was going to trust anyone coming to my home, anything going on, that's who I'm going to. So I'm grateful we are going to have that story in this issue of Ghosted magazine. Tony Rathman's going to be there. Who else do we have? The Holzer Files. So I was on a season 1 of Holzer Files in one of the episodes, which was friggin' awesome. But we, Shane, Cindy Kazar, and Dave Schrader are starting a new show. They have, Beacon TV stream. So they're on our cover for their new show, Paranormal Mysteries. So, and plus I got my tarot scopes in there. I do, slash tarot horoscopes for people. So it's a lot of fun. So you can go to ghostedmagazine.com to pick up your issue. If anybody wants to go and read about us, it's we have the stories there. You can subscribe to get digital or print. Everyone, the printed magazine, we have a lot of subscribers that collect they have become collectibles now, and they actually bring them with them to have the celebrities sign them.
Ooh.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So on our anniversary, our year anniversary, Michael's my business partner. He does all the photography for us. So his photography is amazing. And of course he writes the articles. We split the articles. We both write, for the magazine. It's just the two of us. And I forgot where I was going. I lost myself. Wait, I think I need you here now. Oh, anyway, so we have it in print. Our second issue, our first issue had Jason Hawes of Ghost Hunters on it, which was fantastic. But the second issue, which was my baby, because I have my, celebrity psychics I absolutely adore. And I had Cindy Kazar, Patty Negri, and Kim Russo on the cover. We sold out the pre-orders in less than 22 hours of that issue, that we had to reprint it. And it sold out again in less than 22 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But people keep asking about that issue, and I'm like, Michael and I always talk about this because Barnes and Noble has reached out to us to work with us with the magazine. So I'm still up in the air, what I want to do. I don't want them taking over. I want to keep, the authenticity of the magazine, of us in it, But boy, would it be great with a little bit of help, we're running all over the place, the printers, Michael's, laying out the articles and the artwork and everything. And then I'm running to the printers, picking it's a lot of work, but it's out of love. When I came up with this idea 3 years ago, I said, one day I'm going to do a magazine. I want to do a magazine on all our favorite celebrities and just ghost stories. And because I love that, I love reading everyday people's ghost stories.
Yeah.
So I said, I want to bring that too, because not only do we have celebrities, we have people, just regular teams, even for the magazine on our website. If anybody has a story evidence, go on our website. You can upload that. We put that on there, and for people to read stories. Because we all have a story, and there's some great stories out there. You don't have to be on TV, to be part of this. But what I look for, and Michael, is we look for authenticity. I don't want these people that are looking for fame, and I get it. We all want that recognition, but I'm trying to look for those little guys, that are still with the fire in their belly and love doing this, and climbing around onto locations. And with the first issue with Jason Hawes, what is it, Three Souls Paranormal, I met these guys. I was doing an event in Ohio. I had to be at Hillview Manor. I did an event there, and then a friend of mine was doing something in Ohio, which is 45 minutes away. I go there, and I met this team, Three Souls Paranormal, nicest group, 3 guys, and they were just so down to earth, still had that fire in their belly, going to all these different locations, and we're sharing stories. And I asked them, I did an article on them. So we just, looking, trying to find people out there, that we find very interesting. Michael found this group in Texas for one of our issues. It was so funny. These girls out of Texas, and what were they called? Oh my God. What was it? Michael, you here? Haunted putas or something like putanas or something like that. I have to but I'm like, that is the best name. I love stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I have once I saw a group of girls. Maybe it's the same group. It was something like that. Something
Paranormal
like Haunted
putas.
Pussies or
Paranormal
Haunted.
putas. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
It.
yes, I know. I've been looking like I'm always like when I'm on social media, I'm always stalking people, and checking out and I'm like, oh my god, I'd like to do a story on them, but you got to keep it interesting. These people, the regular people, their stories are interesting. We like to showcase, podcasts. We like to showcase the podcasts, the people, the
Mm.
story behind them, because I love it too. Like, I see people out there doing their podcast every week. They're on to great guests, not getting a big viewership, but they're great podcasts, So
Yeah.
I like to bring, we like to, like showcase them, let people get to know them. And then we showcase it, on our social media. I just have really slacked this month. I had an issue with my kidney, so I was sitting at a doctor's. Something so stupid. It's either a cyst or a stone. So, but I had to keep going for. But you get sick from it. You get so sick from it.
Yes.
So I was like,
You do.
yeah. I haven't had this since I was a kid. So I'm like, oh my god, I was like just out of it. About the young genres of up and coming paranormal, but not the ones who want to read. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for too. Will we give a capable future generation? Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do have to look at the most of the teams that we're doing are younger. That's the younger generation, So you know, uh even like on YouTube looking for people, TikTok, you find this I found this one group. I'm not going to say their name yet because I do want to have them on. There's some, and we tried to like go all over the world too, not just in Jersey. But I happen to see this one Jersey group, and it's great. They're just doing their thing. But the guy that does it, like, he really does research on the history of these locations like I've never seen before. So it's more history than the ghosts. But they're not mature. Yeah. Yeah. Wade, what you guys do, you need seasoned people. You have, to do this work because there's too many people going out there, like, and trying to help these places or these people that are suffering from hauntings, and they can really mess it up.
Yes.
And because what, I was at a haunted location. It's a well-known location. I'm not gonna say, but I remember being there, and I'm like. And I remember seeing the spirits there, and I kept seeing them for like a couple months before going to the place. And I get there, I'm like, somebody did a ritual, a spell, a blessing, and they did it wrong. They did it wrong because they released the people out of the house, but now they are stuck on the land. So, and I remember telling the person that owns this, and they told me that's exactly what happened. Somebody came there and did something and did not do it correctly. So they're going to have to undo it. I am not messing with that because, I'm just not messing with that. But I'm not going to say the location because I don't know if they want that known. But because I go to locations too, and I will find information that's not on the internet or online, and you can't find it. It would be written. You would have to go somewhere to a local historian to find this information. Yes. So, yeah, that's why some things I have to keep to myself. Because there was a few things I uncovered, like at different locations. Not bad, but they didn't want the public to know about it. Like they were freaking out. I remember the one place I went to. Oh my God, I can't believe how you knew that. Like nobody knows this, and they're like, you do us a favor, not let this out publicly. No problem. But I'll tell people privately. But it's actually one's funny. It's a little perverted and funny. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to look into the history as well.
Yeah.
And I live in Arnhem, and most of the documents are destroyed during the war. And we were on a location, and I kept seeing kids couldn't explain it as
Yeah.
a historian, but I kept seeing those kids. I found one document. It was a poorhouse for infants.
Oh.
I
Oh.
looked for about 5 years and I came across that one document.
Oh my God, that's great. That's good work. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
great work, Mary.
she's good at that stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't want to know. Well, I can't know what before going to places. And but quite honestly, I am friggin' lazy. Let me. I'm not looking for shit. I don't care. I'm too freaking lazy. I even say like people like if they book me, I'm like I don't care if you can fake me, whatever you. I don't care. I said because I'm not looking because I don't care, and I'm lazy.
That's why I work with Mary.
You always
Oh,
have to have a good historian, but you know, see now, see Mary, see like when you picking up with the kids,
yeah.
I always I always say this. People that have been doing this a long time and investigating for a long time will see that their abilities are heightened because you're working in the dark. So if you're working in the dark, so that heightens your, you know, your sense of hearing,
Yep.
smelling, tasting, you know, and you know, vice versa. This is it really enhances it. And if you keep doing it, it's you working it out. You're working your ears out, you know. So that's why you could hear stuff. It's crazy. And then saying you hear something and captured on audio, my
Yes.
That's
favorite.
cool. Yep. That's when
Yeah,
you're like,
you're gonna do good. This
yeah.
is your year, girl. This is gonna be a great year. This is going to be a great year for everyone. We have gotten, you know, we have just got out of a tumultuous, like, planetary cycle of bullshit. It was crazy.
Yes.
Oh my God. I swear to God, I've been praying for like 2 years. Please let this end. Like, I knew it was going to happen to 2025, 2026. Just start, even globally, you're going to start feeling things start to wind down. Things are coming to a head. People are starting to know, secrets are revealed.
Yes.
People that have lied, the things are being uncovered, you know, and nobody's putting up a bullshit anymore, you know. So all this stuff is being uncovered, and with all this, it's cleaning out the universe, cleaning out, you know, here the earth, you know, cleaning it out. We need to clean up the junk because we were going
Yeah.
in a bad direction all over. It was bad, you know. You see like people, so many killings, fighting, mental illness, which we can't, you know, but you're going to see it start to dissipate where it's going to start becoming more peaceful. Hey, can we stop people killing? No, but it's going to start dying out. It's, you know, and we're starting to uncover the bad people are being uncovered now too. So
Yeah.
we are going, and you know, every astrologer will tell you we're going into a golden age now of
Good.
peacefulness. Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
going in the
needed.
right direction finally, you know. We are starting to see things uncovered of evil. Evil is being exposed globally,
Yeah.
you know.
Good.
Absolutely. They trying to cover it up in Europe
Yeah.
still, but not for long.
You know what? It's like everyone's the blindfolds have been removed from everyone now, and we're starting to see clearly, you know. Because you know, we have to, as investigators too, we question everything. So but
Yeah.
unfortunately people weren't questioning anything. um I'm sorry, I'm checking my camera. You know, my camera's going off. Person outside. No, I'm like, get off my property. um but yeah, so we're going into a golden age. It's going to get better, but I'm glad we're starting to clean out the evil that's in the world. It's been
Yeah.
really, really bad, you know.
Yeah.
It was coming to a head. It was coming to a head, you know, and it just had to happen. And we're feeling it globally. We're feeling it globally, and I think we're going into a time of more peacefulness. So
Yeah, we need it. Really.
Yeah, a lot of people need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Definitely.
yeah, exactly. And just go back to being good people again. It's just we lost our way. It's like the evil was pouring through everywhere. You know, we need to have rules and regulations. We can't run nilly-willy, out in the world, and no consequences, for our actions. Because when we die, there's
You'll
consequences,
see.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
We have to go through that life review, and
Yeah, but it was noticeable with people being more evil if it comes to that, because if you had success, let's say with this podcast, if we have success, there's going to be a lot of hate and there's going to be a
oh,
lot of people trying to get us
yeah.
down again. Then I'm like, why? I'm not bothering you. Leave me
Hmm.
alone. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I
Jealousy
just
is
want to
the
talk to famous
worst
people.
emotion.
Or
It's the worst emotion. But
yeah.
you're doing good when you get the haters. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
before coming out publicly, because this was a decision. Because when I did my readings when I was young, I did it over the phone. I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want people to know what I did. The reason I came out is like I wanted to be with my daughter. I wanted to be able to control my time hours and and I'm like, I have to come out publicly. And it's funny as soon as I came out public, and all of a sudden, like, people were like, hey, like I got an agent, and then there was well-known people that brought me out, and then TV, reached out. So it was crazy. It happened all so quickly. And I said to my husband, I said, in a couple of years, people are going to really hate me. I'm going to get the haters. You know, because they're gonna get sick of seeing me. I'm sick of seeing my face, like. But it's just the haters, but you know what?
Yeah.
Work hard. Work hard. How
Yeah.
Keep
many
doing what you want to do.
You guys have been doing this for years. They don't, there's no. You get the newcomers coming in, and they expect it to happen overnight. There shouldn't be
Yeah.
any. Learn from the people I've been around. We all can do it. I mean, and there's no wrong or right way. Because I see
Nope.
people out there like, oh, that's the wrong way to conduct EVP, and I'm like, shut up.
No.
I do have to look on the hallway. I think my parrot
It's
broke
loose.
out of his cage.
Well, you know what? If you want to end, and we could do another. You know
No,
what? And
no, no, no,
oh
no.
no, well, you know what? Because I have to start getting ready. I have to get ready to pack for. I'll be at the White Hill Mansion Paracon. Oh God!
So everybody,
Yeah,
everybody who's in the neighborhood, go over there.
yeah. Oh my
Yes.
God! The
Um,
White Hill Mansion is just amazing. Um, you know, um, you know what I would love to do? So if you ever want to have me back on again, and I'll just do readings. So you can have people on, and I'll do reading.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We would love to do that.
Oh,
Yes,
Wade.
we would love to have you.
God, you gotta have Wade on. Do you know Wade's also psychic? Wade, all the guys in Nesper, they're just incredible. I just love that they Wade, I know I'm talking about you should be talking about me, but here we all like worship Ed and Lorraine Warren. They have brought this to a forefront, and they were just decent people, and we kind of look at them as our godparents of the paranormal. And hey, Jimmy, he was part of the Nesper too.
Yes.
We
At
know.
one point, yeah. But it's because of them bringing it mainstream for us too. We got to be grateful. Everyone hating on Zach Bagans. I hate you. Stop it. Stop it. Zach Bagans is a great guy. He's great. And guess what? And you know what? No. Last Man Standing, his only show on TV. He does a great job. But it's people like them, like, Zach Bagans, that brought this to a forefront. We were all in our parents' basement hiding as the weirdos wanting to do this. You couldn't talk about this, And plus bringing, and Paranormal State,
Yes.
one of my favorite freaking shows. Oh my God. They brought it to the forefront, bringing psychics in. So we're not
Yeah.
we're not the weirdos anymore, like, and it gave us all jobs. So now, like, hey guys, you got teams, you're selling merch, or you get on TV, globally known now, so in my readings, I read for all
Yeah.
over the world now. I everywhere, like France. I just my first Poland, Switzerland, Sweden, um,
Now the
Italy.
Netherlands.
Yeah, now the Netherlands. Yeah, so, but but I'm grateful for Paranormal State. I'm grateful for Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunter. I'm grateful for these shows because these shows open the door for all of us. But these
Yeah.
people are constantly Zach, demon. Jesus, can you think outside the box, people? Because it's regurgitating the same thing that somebody was talking about. Stop it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stop.
They have to remember that Zach started out with the greatest evidence he could ever get.
I told you that 2x4 thing.
Yeah.
And he was on
And
friggin' Maury.
it's TV. They have to show them something, or else there's no TV.
He's a showman. He's a great front guy. But you know what? I love listening to him. I tell the story. What better person? Not all shows are going to make it. Yeah, too
Nope.
much negative. Yeah, everyone bashing one another. Who gave you the right? Who gave you the authority? Who's the authority in the paranormal? Absolutely nobody.
Nope.
There's no authority.
The spirits are.
Yeah. But we can look up to people like that,
Yeah.
And and of course, and Lorraine Warren for mainstreaming this for us, and but even people knocking them, like, how dare you? Stop it. Everyone's like doing background checks on people. Oh, this person's this one's bad, this one's bad. Oh my God. Hello. You live in a glass house too. Sit down and shut up.
Yeah. But the worst part is with Ed and Lorraine Warren, they started talking about the bad stuff after they died. Then I'm like, you didn't dare to say that when they were still alive, or?
Oh no, because they were just beautiful people. Unfortunately, I did not get to meet them, but I got to spend time with Nesper. I was in their home. I got a tour of the museum, and these Nesper carrying on the name, they are just as kind as Ed and Lorraine Warren have always. I've heard about the same thing. They're here. They're not boisterous and bragging about what they do. They're very quiet about behind the scenes. That's I had to ask them, can I please do a story like on what you guys do? Because people don't know,
No.
So, and from the teachings from Ed and Lorraine, and she brought out all these younger people to teach them, nurtured them, Jimmy being one of them. So so now it's gonna stop. Everyone wants to be the head honcho. If we could all learn from each other. And
Exactly.
we don't have to hate each other, because quite honestly, I think we would all like each other if we met in a room, So
Yeah. Mary and I are two different teams as well.
wow.
I have my team. Mary has her team.
Yeah. The monsters, they make both comments. You know what? I don't agree with that, Noreen. Although I know what you're saying, but because I did see shows that did have to compromise. I'm not mentioning names, and I watched and I said, oh Jesus God, that was bad. I will tell you, I was on the Holzer files. Nothing was, I wasn't told what to say. The only thing that I had to change on that show, like doing that show, what I had seen when I was never at this place, the Lambert Castle. Didn't even know about it because I was a young mom, at the time. And they called me up and they're like, you ever hear of the Lambert Castle? And I said, no, but I'll tell you what I see. And I told this lady in white, I said, I'm seeing her cross grass from a tree going into Stonewall looking for this guy, but the guy disappears. So we were going to film it outside because when I went to Lambert Castle, when I got there, I found the spot, what I saw. And we were going to film outside, but it was raining. So we had to do it inside. So that show was totally on the up and up. We may disagree on what they thought it was, what other people thought it was, because the lady who hunted that place is not Mrs. Lambert. It's her daughter. So we kind of disagreed on that. But yeah, I agree. I was just thinking that this morning, Jimmy. I said if people met one on one, they would get along. We would actually like each other. Yeah. But and you know what? Like the old school, like we're gonna fight it out, beat the shit out of each other, and then become friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, this keyboard.
Nowadays it's the keyboard. Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. Jimmy, I am scary to meet in person if I have a beef with you. Like if I have something to say, I'm not going online and talk shit.
Nope.
I'm not sending you a message. I'm gonna wait until I see you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh wait, and it doesn't go down. Yeah. Noreen, you know what? Noreen, I totally get you. You know what? I actually was friends with somebody that on their team did something that was so questionable. It was so obvious that like people were saying stuff. This is publicly, and it was even famous people going, hey, you know, come on, you know, like,
Mhm.
you know. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
stay sweet now.
Wait,
Stay sweet now, Jimmy.
Somebody said they got bit somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect, you know, round T, you know, like perfect bite. Still wetness around it. And the person showing the picture, somebody goes, oh, wait, the one tooth the second tooth's crooked. And you look at the person that posted the picture and they're like, and the one tooth is crooked. You bit yourself. Come on, that's not it.
Yes.
Maybe you forgot you bit yourself. But
That's bad.
yeah.
Yes.
That's real
it
bad
is.
if you have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But I get it. You know what? Like you get so excited. You really you want something to happen. People get really excited. I've been to places and nothing happened that were notorious, you know.
Yeah.
And then I've been to places like holy crap, you know, like nonstop. Like I tell you, when I was with Eric and them, when I was with those boys when we were at White Hill, we didn't even start investigating. We went out front. We're in front of the place. It didn't even go in yet. We wanted to take a photo of us, you know, some photo ops in front of it. And as I'm walking toward, you see somebody walk past the window, and then the other one. There's nobody in there. We were the only ones there. And the only ones there were outside.
Oh my goodness.
But as soon as we got into the talking, the things go.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy cannolis! I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I love this place.
Yeah.
Jimmy says he doesn't stand a chance.
Jimmy, when am I going? Wait, Jimmy, do I see you tomorrow? Are you going to be at White Hill? But I know I'm going to see you in Connecticut. I know I'm going to see you in Maine. All right, so guys, I have to go. I'm sorry, I have to get ready. If anybody wants to get in touch with me or read about me, they can go into intuitiveapril.com. And for Ghosted Magazine, you can go to ghostedmagazine.com. Everything's on my website too. It was an absolute honor to finally meet you. I've been following you and stalking you guys for a while, so I was
same way around.
But listen, I would love to come back on and we could just not talk about Maine, hear me blah, blah, blah. I could blab all day long from Jersey.
Yes.
Yep.
I always say
nobody wants to
hear me talk. They want readings. No, people want readings.
They want to hear you talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the accent. I sound like I'm living with Tony Soprano. No. Everyone says I sound like Lorraine Bracco, the psychiatrist on The Sopranos.
Oh.
Jimmy, what do you think? Do I sound like Lorraine Bracco?
A little.
Yeah.
A little.
So, anyway, guys, it was an honor. Thank you so much for having me on. And I definitely want to come back. And I would like to talk to you more. Maybe we could meet up, do a little Zoom thing, and talk.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, no problem.
Just let us know whenever you have time.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Gabagool. Gabagool.
He said you will see him in July.
Noreen,
yes,
oh my God, Noreen, Noreen, I didn't mean to be rude. I hope that didn't come out rude. But no, Noreen had great questions and she is correct.
Yes.
She is absolutely correct. Everybody on here was great. But Noreen, yeah, you see it too. There are the fakers, so I totally get you. And I'm telling you, there was a famous show, and I'm not saying it that was real. It was so bad. I'm like, oh my god, it was like cringy. Like I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that on Madonna Mia. Like
You
everyone
feel
knows.
you feel ashamed for them.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that
But
feeling.
I get it. You know what? It's the pressure of TV. It is the
It
pressure
is.
of TV,
Yeah.
to
And
perform.
producers.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. Like I never had that. Everything that I filmed on, I've never had that pressure, but I get it. I get it. So
Noreen didn't take it as rude.
oh thank God, I'm sorry. I'm Italian and I'm from Jersey. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Noreen. All right, guys, listen, have a great night, and I will talk
Thank
to you
you.
soon. All right. Who
Yes, we
We
wants to
talk
will.
come back and do
soon.
readings? I can do readings for all you guys. It's fun. I love doing
Yes.
readings. Yeah.
Maybe an idea for our 50th shows.
Yeah.
We are 37 now.
Oh,
So in 13 weeks,
yeah.
we have our first anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Oh,
Might
that's
be
just
an
so
idea.
sweet. I want to meet Noreen now because I love that picture though. That picture you have up. All right, yeah, I would love that. So anytime, guys.
Just let
Okay,
us
we
let us
keep
know
in
some dates.
touch.
Yeah. All right. I will
Thank
talk
you
to you
so
guys
much.
soon. Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Well,
Wow. Wow.
yes, uh, I'm so glad she came on. And
Oh yes. So am I.
yeah, the last time we couldn't agree on a date because she was filming, busy, magazine.
Yep.
And finally, we got the calendars
Matched
just
up.
perfect, picture
Yes.
perfect. So next week, we have also an interesting guest, I think.
Do we?
Yes, I think
Let me check.
so. No, next
No, we have
week,
the panel. We have
paranormal
our
mystery.
paranormal mischief
Yes,
again.
yes, Becky, we love her too. Good show. Thank you,
Thank you,
Noreen, and
Sue
thank you
Noreen,
for
very
dropping
much.
in. Yeah,
Everybody.
absolutely. And week after that, then we have a great guest because we have that guy from England, Phil Newton.
Yeah. Is it next week?
Yes,
Or the
so
week after that one?
the 15th,
That's in
2 weeks.
why didn't I write that down?
Foei. That's Dutch for.
Don't do that. I'll talk later. I put it on
We
on the
talk
wrong date.
later. I will end up this live
Yes.
by saying thank you all for participating, putting your questions in the chat, and you can watch back, Noreen, and we will put it on YouTube, on TikTok, so it will be
Spotify.
all over the place, and here on Facebook for 30 days before Facebook is.
Kicking it off again.
Yes, but we have a rerun in the Things Network
Yes, we do.
this weekend.
Yep.
So keep a close eye on Things Network and you can watch the whole show. We
Yep.
try and be in, except if it is tomorrow, we have a birthday. So we try. So thank you all.
Thank you so
See
much.
you next week on Wednesday.
Bye,
Bye bye.
everybody.